All right, so this is Spirit Island. It is a now 6 player game. With the brand new expansion, you can actually play 6 players, but not on the video game, on the board game version. And the way that this works is you are spirits of the island. You're waking up. You're like, hey, who are those white people? And the white people are like, I don't know, but I'm digging up this earth, and it's going to be great, and I'm going to pollute everything. It's just look at us spread and go everywhere. And you're like, hey, stop. The whole point of this game is to try to stop the invaders and either kill them all or just scare them away. And so those are your 2 win conditions. At the early game, you can win by literally killing every single white piece on the board. You can see any white piece on the board here. That's a city there. There's a town over here and an explorer. Those are the 3 types of invaders. Each spirit has a very unique board and also a unique starting hand that they have. So this is what the board looks like in the real game as well as the digital game. Generally, I won't have this up, but if you, as a viewer, want me to check it out, I just put a comment in, and I can definitely go over what they do. On the back of the not the back of the panel. I want to be able to turn this over. There we go. On the back is the setup. It tells you where you put your starting presence. This is the presence here, and any additional starting stuff that needs to happen. So Heart of the Wildfire is all about immediate damage and kill everything all the time, everywhere. It starts with a ton of presence on the board. Unfortunately, it's not very good at moving it, and it starts all in one spot, which is interesting. Most presence, again, if we look at the board here, most presence of most spirits are 1 or maybe 2 in one land. The Fire Puppy, as I colloquially call him, the Heart of Wildfire, starts with 3 in one land, and that is unique, but really, generally, you only need 2. The difference between having 1 presence and 2 presences in a land is 2 or more presence counts as a sacred site, which basically means you have a more concentration of power there, and certain power cards or power abilities can only be targeted from that. So it allows you to power up, essentially. But again, you only need 2. So starting with 3, you'll understand why in a second, why that is the way it is. But it's better. It's definitely, Heart of the Wildfire is definitely better with the newer expansion spirits that are not currently in this game. But because it allows you to move presence a lot easier than how it is in the base game, which is what we're playing. So the way that this game works is it goes over several phases of play. And the first phase of play is growth. And growth is pretty straightforward. You choose one of the 3 options at the top here and do everything in that box. So you can see there's a line dividing them. So if you want to do this option, you reclaim all your cards, which basically means you take all played cards back to your hand. And you also get to gain a power card, and you gain 1 energy. Or you could gain a power and add a presence up to 3 away. This isn't add 3 presence. This is add 1 presence up to range 3 away. So what that means is I could, from this spot right here, because this is where I currently am, I could go up to 1, 2, 3 spaces away. Or I could also go 1, 2, 3 spaces away. So the boards, even though you have starting boards, it doesn't really matter. After the setup, you can jump between boards, and oftentimes you actually do need to, just so you can support the other spirits. And the last growth option for the Fire Puppy is add 1 presence 1 away, gain 2 energy, and also gain additional energy for each fire showing on your board. And so that's right here. So there are 4 fire spots on your board. So there's a fire, a fire, a fire, and a fire. And a plant here. But if you have all 4 of these spots uncovered, and I'll explain what that means in a second, you would basically get that much extra energy if you chose this particular growth option. So let's go over let's complete growth. So once you've chosen one of these things, you've done that, then you gain an amount of energy equal to this value. Or if you've uncovered up to here, you gain it to equal to this value. Basically, the furthest right value, that's how much energy you get. And then after you've gained that energy, then you can play cards. And the number of cards you can play is equal to this number right here. And again, you can see that it increases as you uncover more and more of this track. Whenever you add a presence to the board, you take it from either the energy track or from the card play track. Either or, it doesn't really matter which. So, and then let's just get past that and we'll go into things afterwards. With the Fire Puppy has this very special rule in that anytime it adds presence, for each fire showing on my track, I do 1 damage in that land, which is really good. Really good. And damage is basically how you kill invaders, and each invader has an amount of health equal to how many things are pictured in that invader. So you can see that this white invader right here has 1 explorer on it, has 1 health. This city has three little buildings on it, has 3 health. And again, the town over here has 2 buildings, 2 health. So dealing 1 damage quickly is very powerful in this game, almost to a fault. But there's a downside. If there are 2 or more fire showing on your presence track, you add a blight on top of that. And blight is representative of bad things happening to the land. So in this case, Fire Puppy shows up and just burns everything. Normally, when you add blight, you have to destroy your presence. But if Fire Puppy ever adds blight itself, then it doesn't destroy its own presence because it's the heart of the wildfire. It is causing the fire, so why would... It likes burning things. But to counteract that, there is some way to remove blight, and then we'll get into that, I'm sure, down the road, because I'm going to need to remove blight. All right. So once you've done all your growth stuff, then we go into the next phase, which is the fast power phase. If we look at our cards, show hand here. Any red ringed card here is a fast power. You can also see that it's represented right here as a little bird. These happen before any any invader actions happen. There's a fast phase and a slow phase, but the slow phase happens after invaders have done all of the stuff that they do. So going fast is very good, but it's generally more the actions that are in the fast phase are a little bit more limiting, or they don't have a ton of power to prevent you from just wiping the invaders off early and just going from there. Once you've done all your fast powers, you've activated all your fast powers, then we go to a invader phase. And the invader phase has 3 steps. The first step is to... Here, get out of here. The first step is to ravage. And the ravage right here currently does not have any card. Because in the first round of the game, there is no ravage. In the second round, in the second phase, we get the build, and they build in whatever land type is here. So if you look, this is the deck right here. This is the deck that we created at the beginning of the game. This basically is a roguelike way of randomizing where invaders will show up. So we just got the mountains randomly. We know that the other 2 phase 1 cards here are either a sands, a mountain, or a sands, a forest, or a wetland. And you can see that 1 is missing. In stage 2, we have 1 of each type of terrain, and also 1 card that says coastal lands, which is any land along next to the ocean. When you build, you look at each land that has invaders. It doesn't matter what kind of invader, any white person. If there is an invader there and there is no town, you build a town. So right here, during this first round, during the invader phase, they will build a town here. And also, because there's this little explorer right here, they will build a town right here as well. If there's already a town there and there's not a city, then you build a city. And this is not like Pandemic where you upgrade the town to a city. No, you just add another city. It's always additive. It's terrible, and you can start to get tons and tons and tons of invaders in one land, and it gets very scary. But these spirits do have ways to counteract this. So once they've built, then they explore. And again, we don't know where they're going to explore to. But we know, because mountain's already out, that it's going to be sands, jungles, or wetlands. And when they do that, you check to see if there's a town or city in that land or adjacent to that land. So say that sands show up. So this is here, and we can see that there's a city adjacent to this land. So an explorer would go here. This number 5 land, has a town adjacent to it. So this will also get an explorer if it was sands. If you killed this town, though, and you prevented this from building, there would be no town adjacent to the sands, and it wouldn't explore. So isolating lands so that they have no adjacent towns or cities is very good. The downside here is that the ocean always is a source of explorers. So no matter what, even if we get rid of this city, this will get an explorer because it is adjacent to ocean, because, the invaders like coming in from the ocean. Along the outside here is nothing. So you can see that, like, this B, where the B is and the A is, these are the only spots that invaders actually come from. Even though this whole thing looks like an ocean, it's not actually an ocean. There's like a high, like, mountainous cliff right here that the invaders can't climb up. So that's how I at least imagine it. Once we've gone through the Ravage, the Build, and then Explore, we shift all of the cards over by 1. So Build, the invaders will build this turn, but they will be ravaging next turn, and I'll explain how that works in a second when we actually start getting into it. Once all of the invader actions have gone, then we do a slow power phase, and any powers that you played that have the turtle symbol or are blue up here go off as well. And so you can activate those and go from there. And I'll explain all these as we're playing so that we can learn together, so to speak. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in chat. They will appear right above my head, so I will be sure to keep an eye on them. And again, the goal: kill all the people, or deal fear. And fear is this deck right here. Every one of these little squares right here with a creepy little dude with red eyes, that's a fear card. We get a fear card when we earn 8 fear. And you can earn fear in 2 ways: by destroying towns and cities, or by direct cards. So some cards literally just have the symbol fear. So if you play Threatening Flames, you're going to get 2 fear no matter what, just because it says 2 fear. But if you destroy a town or city, like right here, destroy 1 town, then that will also get a fear. So towns always generate 1 fear. Cities generate 2 fear if destroyed. And then that's how you earn fear. If you earn 3 fear cards, then we get to terror level 2, where you only need to kill towns and cities. If you earn 3 more fear cards after that, then you only need to kill cities. And then if you get 3 more cards after that, we just win. Just straight up. So that's the last way that you can actually win, by literally scaring the invaders to death, which is great. Sometimes that happens. I don't think that's going to happen in this particular game, just because of the spirits that I'm playing with. To give a little bit of an idea of what I've played this game hundreds of times now. My wife and I love this game. We play it all the time, and I can't get enough of what's going on and how to play. Ooh, this is cool. This is a new way to set this up. I like it. Neat. All right. So why don't we jump into the game and see what we can do. I don't know if we can actually... Oh, here we go. That's how you get rid of that. Just making sure that I don't have anything going. All right, so let's go over the spirits, and there are some special rules about them that I want to make clear. Again, to go over Heart of Wildfire, if I place a presence down and there is a fire, it deals damage immediately. So this is almost like a fast power, but during the growth step, which is really cool. This is one of the only spirits that does that during growth, and I love this spirit. It's so fun. In Spirit Island, you also have, when you play cards, you also earn elements, and these are these elements right here. So you can see that the fire puppy gets fire every time because he is the fire puppy, and most of the time gets some green. So this is the plant symbol, a little bit of sun and a little bit of air. The reason why these are important is because many cards and innate powers require you to play these. So if you play multiple cards during a round, you generate that many elements. And think about it like a threshold. So you never use elements, they're just there. So if you have at least that many, you can activate certain powers. So for example, Firestorm, if you have at least 1 leaf, you get 1 damage for every 2 fire you have in a land with Blight where you are. And if you have 3 leaves, then instead you get 1 damage per fire you have. So that can ratchet up super fast if you have a ton of fire out. Because keep in mind that no matter how many cards you play, especially with your first couple hands, you're going to have at least a couple fire. And then the burned land regrows. So even though Fire Puppy is going to add a lot of blight, it has a lot of ways to remove it. So you can see that this just innately removes blight, and you're gonna need to. Fire Puppy needs to remove blight fast, otherwise problems happen. Blight is another way that you can lose the game, and generally that only happens during Ravages, but again, the Heart of the Wildfire just innately adds a ton of blight. Alright, so this is the spirit, the snake, serpent slumbering beneath the island. If you think about this is almost like the island itself kind of grew upon the snake, and it's been one of the elder gods that is about to wake up and just explode. So it only starts with 1 presence on the board, which is not a lot, and it's a very high complexity spirit just because of how crazy its abilities are. It can only add land and presence in land without blight, so I'm going to have some problems working with the Fire Puppy because Fire Puppy likes to add a lot of blight. But its growth options are actually pick 2, so I can choose 2 of these options rather than just 1. There are a couple spirits that do this, but this one is a very interesting one because you can get a ton of energy. Gain 4 energy is a lot of energy, and also you can add a presence to a land without blight. Pretty good. Or you can gain power cards and gain some energy and still do what you need to do. Unfortunately, you also start off limited to 5 presence on the island. So you can only have 5 of your tokens on the board at any time. Until you use the card Absorb Essence. So this one right here. Absorb Essence is a 2 energy power. And it allows you to gain... You get the energy right back, but you do need to have at least 2. And you move 1 of target spirit's presence from the board to the deep slumber track and cover up the lowest amount. So absorbed presence cannot be returned to play, that they're gone. So they're just here. So basically you're absorbing other spirits' presence so that you can wake up. You are super tired. And also that person, whichever spirit absorbed that, can gain 1 element of any type and 1 energy. So it's actually pretty good to get absorbed. Also, other powers just innately help you when you have absorbed presence, which is good. Also, do note that I have a super easy target right here because I can just snack up one of these presences at the beginning of the game because you don't really need 3 in one spot. You only need 2. So being able to just nom that up with the spirit is pretty excellent. So the innate powers of the spirit kind of go off of Absorb Essence as well. So Serpent wakes in power, you gain 1 energy, and then whoever has at least 1 absorbed presence also gains an energy, which is great. This is fantastic. So when you absorb Essence, it makes this power better, and it for everyone. So, and this first level is super easy to hit, and 1 energy doesn't seem like a lot, but it's enough. It sometimes it's the difference between being able to play the card you need and not being able to and forced to add a blight. Also, if you add the next levels, you start to get absolutely ridiculous if you have enough absorbed presence. So this lets you add more presence out. Early game, this is probably what I'm going to be focusing on. I'm going to try to fish for some early leafs so that I can actually start absorbing, adding more presence more quickly. Because if you look at the spirit panel here, this is a weird spirit panel because it has a little cross here. To take this one off, it requires both of the previous ones. So basically I have to add the top row and the bottom row before I can take off this one, which is fine. But look at what the first stuff is. I'm only gaining 1 energy per turn up until here, and then I jump to 6. There's really no segue into low power to high power. It's just like, oh, I have energy now. This is great. And again, it goes from 1 card play to 2 card play to 4 card plays. So once you get past the central line, it starts getting ridiculous, but it's really hard for you to get presence out. So getting this second innate power will be absolutely imperative if I want to start actually doing stuff like in more power with the snake. All right. And then the last level, I'll explain it if I get to it. I don't think I'm going to get to it. I think I've only activated this like once, but it's really good. It's really good. Serpent rouses in anger. This is one of those powers that people, when they read it, am I reading this right? Is this really what this is? Are you serious? Yes, this is serious. The top 2 are like pretty good, but the bottom one is absolutely ridiculous. For each, so the top one is for every fire and mountain that you have, 1 damage to a town or city. Not bad. It lets you early game kill some towns pretty easily, but it's again, it's slow. It has to be where you are, so it's not great. But level 2, for every 2 moon and 2 earth you have, 2 fear, and you can push a town. That's pretty good. It lets you block a ravage for the following round, which is great, but again, it's fine. This is really like, if you can activate this, you should be winning the game with this action. It's so good. It's so good. It requires an absolute ridiculous amount of elements, but if you can activate it, it's just, well, you win. You just win. Because in addition to the elements, you have to pay 7 energy, but in every land in the game, X damage, where X is the number of presence you have in and adjacent to that land. So if you have even a modicum amount of presence out, you're dealing at least 3 damage in every land, which lets you clear almost every land. And in some places, you might actually be dealing a lot more. It's absurd. It's absurd, and I love it. It's just great. So to compensate for being super weak early, the Eric Rice, who designed this game, added some really good cards to help you. And honestly, like, this card alone is just ridiculous, especially early game. So you target somewhere where you are, but then you get to fend 2 in target land and all adjacent lands. In target land and all adjacent lands. That's ridiculous. And also, on top of that, you get to fend 1 for each presence on your Deep Slumber track. So this scales for late game. So generally, defend blocks Ravage, which is great, but for 1 energy, getting a defend, 5 in 4 lands, it's just ridiculous to the point where it's almost comical. And generally, when I play this game, the Spirit, there is a reclaim 1 option right here. I almost always just grab the Elemental Aegis because it has such flexibility in terms of what you can do with it. The other 3 are mostly about helping other people. Again, you can only target another spirit with it, but they're all good. They let you give some power to them or give them elements if they don't want that power. So they're all good. They're just all good. And do note that we have some interesting elemental powers here that work in weird ways. So why don't we jump into the game and we can start playing and see how this goes. So first things first, we need to grow with both. And I think I'm going to choose to do the Heart of the Wildfire first, because I kind of want to show the power of what Fire Puppy's all about. Oh, hi Seamus Butler. Welcome to the stream. Good relevant time of the day to you. It is lunchtime. This is when I stream. It's gonna be every day. Because again, I don't work a regular job right now. So I'm just gonna stream because it's fun and I like games and I like hanging out with people. I don't like just hanging out at home by myself. So I'll talk into the void if I need to, but thanks for being here and helping me out here. It's fine. I'll find something new. COVID, I got furloughed due to COVID, and here I am. So support is great. Just hanging out. All right, so let's get our presents out here to show. I want to do which option here? So I'm going to gain a power card and add a presence at range 3. The reason I want to add at range 3 is because I don't want to add at range 1. And I have all my cards in hand, so reclaiming cards is completely useless right now. So, well, when they're finishing with Sentinels over on the other screen, send them here because I'll be playing for a while. All right, so I'm going to gain a power card here, and I want to add 3 away because I'm in the sands right here, and I want to get over to this mountains. So I can't have range 1. Range 1 is not going to get me to this mountains, so I'm going to do this. So I'm choosing this, and I want to start being able to play more cards. Energy is less of a super importance for me right now. So I'm going to take this one, and I'm going to put it here. And when I added that, because of the blazing presence, I had 1 fire showing on my track. I dealt 1 damage, which immediately got rid of that Explorer, which is just great. And then this Dahan also gets pushed, and I'm going to push it into the land number 1. The reason why is because I didn't do land number 1 instead of land number 6 is because I want to try to push all invaders away from the internal part of the island. If I can clear the internal part of the island, they just won't show up there anymore, which is the ideal situation in every situation. So next turn, I might consider trying to just murder this thing so I don't have to deal with it. All right, so I need to now get click a power card. So I'm going to gain a minor power. So when you gain a power card, you get either a minor or a major. And minor powers are cheaper and provide a decent amount of elements for powering up your innate abilities. Major powers are more expensive and they are explosive in their power level to a point where it's absolutely ridiculous. So we're gonna go with a minor power because right now we don't have any energy, so we kind of need to stay on the cheap side. So gain a minor power. So again, I want to try to focus on keeping with my innate powers here. So I want to try to get leaves. I want to try to get fire. And maybe an earth if it's relevant. So let's see what we got here. Wow, that's a lot of nothing. My eye is drawn to this card because I basically will never be able to play it. Because the target land requires me to be in a land without blight. And Fire Puppy is all about bringing out the blight. So that's unfortunate. Also, this one too. Oh, this is terrible. But, okay, hold on. So, target land, it's within one of my sacred site. So, I don't have to be in the same land as it. So, this is a little bit better. And this actually gives me every single one of my elements. That's pretty good. This is also pretty good too. Destroy 3 towns and 1 damage to each town or city and add a blight. This is less great because, again, adding blight, I'm already going to be adding a ton of blight. I don't want to add more. Or just defend 5 without giving me anything. And it's unlikely that I'll be able to increase the range at all. I'm inclined to do Rouse the Trees and Stones just because it gives me all my elements and also extra damage and the ability to push something. So 2 damage and being able to push an Explorer basically clears a land because generally when you explore, you get, and then build, you get an Explorer and a town. So you deal 2 damage to the town, kill it, deal 1 damage to the Explorer, push the Explorer to an adjacent land. So you've cleared that land completely for the Ravage next turn. Yeah. So this is probably the one I want to do. So I'm going to grab this card. Okay, so I've done the growth for this. I need to play cards with Wildfire, but first I'm going to go over to the snake and play out some stuff here. So what I think I'm going to do first is I'm going to completely ignore the coast for now. I don't like. I want to focus on the external parts of my island so that they don't get overwhelmed. Um, and man, this is really unfortunate because I won't be able to defend both with my elemental Aegis. Again, just to kind of go over here, defend 2 in target land and all adjacent lands. If I want to target both the mountains, I'd have to be in this jungle, and unfortunately, the presence here you can only add in lands without blight. So that's going to make it really tough for me to defend both of these. So I'm basically just going to give up land number 2 for now, so that I can focus on growing slowly. And hopefully I can get some stuff over here and just work on that. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to make a sacred site right away. And what I want to do is I think I want to get to this Annie spot here, because this will let me power up my abilities, so possibly being able to get to this spot right here. Playing 1 card at a time is not a huge deal for Snake, just because of the flexibility that its growth powers give it. Because I have the ability to reclaim cards and also do something else, I don't mind slow rolling it a little bit on the card plays. So I'm going to add this fire in land number 5, making a sacred site. And the second one that I want to do is I will be getting 1 energy, because I start getting 1 energy, and because I'm only playing 1 card, I would not be able to play Absorb Essence unless I gained energy. So no matter what, I'm going to be able to gain a power card. I think gaining a power card and gaining 1 energy is the better option here, because then I can start to power up my hand so that I can eventually start playing some pretty crazy stuff later. So I'm going to definitely do this. So I gained the 1 energy, and I'm going to gain a minor power, because again, I'm not ready to go into the major power deck yet. And I grabbed a really good card. So, for those of you who do not know the game very well, Elemental Boon is probably the best card in the game, in the minor deck at least, just for the flexibility it provides. So, you target a spirit, and they gain 3 different elements of their choice, and you also gain those elements as well. So if 2 spirits have overlapping element needs, this is like, it can be ridiculous. If 2 spirits are in the game that don't have matching, as Seamus is saying, it can be mediocre. But if they have matching power needs, like we do. So again, fire, leaf, and mountain, and fire, leaf, and mountain. Like, this is really good for the 2 of us, like especially early game, because I'm going to be wanting to do Serpent Wakes and Power a lot, and being able to have the flexibility to grab the elements I need on top of giving them to my partner is just so good. So if I'm playing with 2 spirits that have at least a little bit of elemental overlap, the flexibility this provides is just way too good. So I'm going to grab this for the Snake. All right. So now we need to play some cards. My first thing, I'm just going to play Absorb Essence, because number 1, it gets me a lot of energy for next turn, and it allows me to eat 1 of the presents from this giant stack that the Fire Puppy has in land number 7 that it just doesn't need. So doing this early game is better than late game, because it lets me have some flexibility later on based on what the invaders do. So I'm going to play Absorb Essence, and I can only play 1 card. And I will be able to deal 1 damage to a city, but it's not going to be really relevant, because it has to be where I am. A town. So there's no town here, so it's just not going to happen. Dealing 1 damage to a town is not super helpful, just because a town only has 2 health, and 1 damage brings it down to 1 health, but you need the follow-up, and Spirit has a hard time finding that follow-up. But I'm going to play Absorb Essence, because that's, I think, the right option here. So do I want to play Threatening Flames, or do I want to play Flame's Fury? So this is a way to get that extra power, and I'll consider that next round when playing my powers. But this might be a way to kill a town, and it's good. So basically, I target either myself or the snake, and they deal +1 damage with each damage dealing power. Generally, this is just a good card for Fire Puppy itself, but in conjunction with Snake's innate power, this one right here, the one that I got, being able to deal 1 extra damage is very good here. So I'll keep that in mind for later. All right, so we're probably going to play Threatening Flames this turn just because it gets me to... I'm just going to be playing it for the fear because I'm not going to be able to actually push anything. Huh. Or am I not even going to be able to play this? I actually don't know how this interaction works. I guess we'll find out. So I can deal 1 damage per 2... Actually, I'm going to do this myself because this lets me actually do Firestorm in an adjacent land and kill off this town so that I don't get a town anymore. No, it has to be where I am. Oh, this is frustrating. Okay. Do I just hold off? Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to actually do Threatening Flames because the target land needs to be Blight plus Invaders. So I won't be able to actually target a land. So I won't be able to get any of the effects. So possibly just holding off this turn might actually be good because I won't have to do anything. Because next turn I'll be able to kind of clear out land number 8. What I'm really hoping for is just land number 8 is the the one that we explore into. So I just get an explorer there and I can just murder it. That would be great. So I don't think I'm going to play any cards because this doesn't really... I could just play this to get an energy, but... Yeah, because this is not really... Yeah, I don't think this is really a good idea for me to play right now. Just hold off on the card play. Interesting. Wait off on a card play and just maybe place this one down and kill off the town next turn. The benefit to playing Heart of the Wildfire is that you get a lot of power during the growth phase, surprisingly. So not playing a card is not horrible early game because you can conserve for later rounds. So I didn't get any energy, so that's kind of why that's happening. So I think that's all I'm going to do. I'm just going to see what happens. So we'll finish playing cards. Yep, yeah, I know. I'm just going to play this. So I'm going to target this guy, and I'm going to eat one of these presents. And, oh, I forgot that you get an element and an energy when you do this. Will this actually help us at all, though? I don't think so. Because, I mean, yeah, this is not going to be super helpful this turn. So I'll just gain a fire. But more importantly, Fire Puppy gets an energy for next round. Possibly we can play around with that idea. Okay, so they built in mountains. You can see that they have the 2 towns here. And they explored into wetlands, unfortunately. But that's actually pretty good because I can deal with that over here with the snake. Wetlands is pretty easy for me to deal with. And I can deal damage there, but nothing happens there. Again, the Serpent rouses in anger. It just dealt 1 damage in a land where I am to towns and cities. All right. So now we begin round 2. And a little bit of thematic tie-in to this is pretty exciting, and I really appreciate Eric for sharing this, is that each round of the game you can consider being a generation of humans. So like 60 to 80 years. So what just happened was an 80-year cycle of things happening. So all of a sudden an explorer exploded up in land number 6 when the Fire Puppy showed up. They're no longer there to tell the tale, so the invaders are like, oh, whatever. That's fine. I don't know what you're talking about. All right, so I am going to... I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this one for the Fire Puppy to get some energy. This will allow me to get a glut of energy so that I can start gaining some major power cards and start just smashing face, ideally. So I'm going to do this one. So I'm going to add a second fire right here. And that deals 2 damage to this land, and it blights the island. Also, because I killed a town, it did 1 fear. So note that I have 5 energy right now, which is great. I can still only play 1 card. But I can... let's see the hand of cards here. I won't be able to play this fast, so I won't be able to kill off that town fast. But doing asphyxiating smoke will let me kill off a town. Ooh, or I could just do Rouse the Trees and Stones, like I planned on doing. Remember how I said in the first round that, oh yeah, this lets me clear a land completely. This is why. So I'm going to definitely play this card. And once the invader phase goes off, I'll explain why. And where I am, I can deal damage. I don't think it matters. It does not matter. Does not matter in the slightest. All right. I will, again, add a presence. And I think I'm going to jump up into land number 3 so that I can at least see it, see land number 2 with it. And land number 3 has a lot of really great adjacencies that I can play around with. This is going to blight this turn, and there's really nothing that I can do to stop that, unfortunately. But do I want to gain a... Yeah, I have plenty of energy right now. I want to gain a power card. And I think the power card I'm going to gain is a minor. I'm going to keep going minors for early game, because I'll be eventually going into major powers later, but this is just too good right now. So gain a minor power. Let's see what we get. Okay, again, what do we want? We want water, we want earth, and we want green. Water, earth, green. So we have water, we have earth, we have green, we have earth and green, and we've got a defense 6 here. Defense 6 is really good. Really wish I could play 2 cards this round, but okay, really, I want to be able to get this one because I want to be able to add presence fast. So getting both of these at the same time is really good, and it is fast. Also, it allows me to remove blight because removing blight is very important. So I'm going to grab that. And yeah, gonna add a presence, and I'm gonna add a moon. Again, I just want to get to this any so that I can actually get an extra element of my choice, so it gives me a little bit more flexibility with what I'm doing. I think I'm going to jump over here to land number 2, though. Yep. I want to save the Elemental Ages for next turn, so I think I'm just going to play Nature's Resilience on land number 7 so that it defends. My other option is I can also get Fire Puppy up to the 4 of these if I wanted to by playing... Which one am I playing? I'm playing Gift of Flowing Power. This would let me give Fire Puppy 1 extra energy, and they can then play another power card by paying its cost or gaining another fire and water. And honestly, Fire Puppy would probably just get another one of these. But again, I do not want to sacrifice the internal part of the island because we're already blighting a lot. Yeah, I know that we can get level 2 Seamus of... But what I'm saying is that, like, just doing Gift of Flowing Power would let Fire Puppy play another card right now. So, again, 3 of his cards provide a fire and a leaf anyway. So, like, that's one way to play it. And I get an extra power. So I have a super power spike if I play Gift of Flowing Power, because it also gets an extra energy, too. But that's at the cost of sacrificing land number 7 with a Dahan in it, which is really good. I think I'm just going to slow roll this. I'm going to defend land number 7. I think we can go one more turn without removing Blight with the Fire Puppy. And then, yeah, I think that'll be fine. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like that's a pretty safe option. All right. So we'll finish playing cards. So fast power phase cards. We've got Nature's Resilience. We're going to defend 6 there. We're just going to let this Ravage. That's unfortunate, but that's just what we got to do. This is, we're going to Ravage 2, but again, there's really not much that I can do about that. I need to get to 2 card plays. So this one's going to be defended, but this one's not going to. But Fire Puppy's better at removing Blight. And is it range 1? No, it's where you are. Ugh, that's another thing to consider. I hadn't considered that. Like, if I jump into this, I'm going to cause Blight, and it's going to cascade. And there's already a Blight here. So that's... Do I want to give Fire Puppy... I might need to sacrifice this land. I might need to undo. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to undo this. I can't... I'm going to have to play this one and let Fire Puppy play another card. So that he can kill off this thing fast. He needs to be able to kill that fast. But can he? I don't think he can. Oh no. Yikes. Okay. Shoot, well, I think my original plan is what I'm gonna do. This is not gonna be great, but we're doing it. We're doing it. Gonna defend there. There we go. Okay, let's do this. Oh, cancel. Wait, I can play another card? How? Oh, I can get another element. That's right. I have one of each of those elements. Is it really going to help? Fire. I don't have a water. I need another fire so you can get to this. Dang. Sure, just get another fire. There we go. I mean, Firestorm is not going to do anything, right? There's no... I don't have any... I can't target any of these lands. Because they don't have any damage there. Okay, finish. We're finishing. We're doing it live. Alright, that's unfortunate. There's a Blight there, there's a Blight there. And because there's Dahan, the Dahan counterattack. So every Dahan deals 2 damage back to invaders if they survive. So 1 and 2, and it's dead. I get a fear. Yay. Okay. And then they build in wetlands. So I get a city there. That's the problem. Okay. They explore into sands. Okay, fine. I don't really care if they come into this land because my Firestorm will just almost... I can kill them with Firestorm. Again, it's 1 damage per 2 fire, and I'm going to have 2 fire. No matter what. I'm going to Blight the island, though. That is unfortunate. Alright, so we're going to do Rouse the Trees and Stones. We're going to do 2 damage in a land with 1 Blight, without Blight, and then push 1 Explorer. So I'm going to do that here, and deal 2 damage to this thing, killing that. And we're going to push this guy into this land, concentrating all invaders in 1 land. Again, the more that you can concentrate invaders into 1 land, the better it's going to be. I just realized that my video capture device is a little bit off. It's a little bit too big for the screen. I'm going to scooch it down a little bit. There we go. That should be good. Hey, look at that. It's fixed. Sorry about that. Alright, so Serpent rouses in anger. Can I deal damage? I don't think so. only to towns and cities. So yeah, I'm not going to be able to deal damage because I'm only in 2 lands, and it requires 2. It can only target towns and cities. So that's done. That's done. Finish using power. Yep. All right, months and years go by. Another generation complete. All right, now it's absolutely time to pick up a major power. So we're going to do this, and I want to be able to play 2 powers this turn. So where do I need to kill things? Because this is going to blight where I place. So I need to be careful about where I place. I think I'm going to add to this land. And when I add to this land, I deal 2 damage. So I'm just gonna... Ooh. I might deal 2 damage to the city here. It won't kill it yet, but with my other powers, because I'm gonna be in this land, and so I can deal damage to that right now. So I'm gonna deal 2 damage to this land, to this city there, and we've become blighted. And now we have to forget a power or destroy a presence at the beginning of every invader phase, which is a bummer. And I need to push this Dahan to an adjacent land, and I think it's going to go over here, because I can defend pretty easily right here. Because I have a snake here. I can Elemental Aegis right here. And we're going to go for a major power. So major powers are great. Let's do this. Well, those aren't super great. Dang it. Oh, man. Well. Well, that's unfortunate. These are not great. These are not great. I mean, dissolve the bonds of kinship are pretty good. Huh. It'd be slow, though, so I would not be able to defend. That is unfortunate. Ha ha ha. Do I even want to take any of these? I don't think I do. I don't think any of these really help me that much, and I need to forget another power, and I don't want to forget a power right now. I have some pretty good minor powers that will help me out. So I'm going to neglect to gain a major power. And the reason for that is because, again, if you gain a major power, you have to forget a minor power that you already have. And that's just not good. But I don't want to gain. How do you? Oh, I have to take one, but then I just forget it. So I'm going to forget that one that I just got. There we go. That's how it works in this game. All right. So do I gain a major power here? Because I don't really need another presence right this second. So I could just splash into a major and hope for something really good. I know all of these sands are going to build this turn, but next turn I'm still saving up Elemental Aegis just to prevent that from becoming a problem. Because I can defend 3 in all of these lands next turn, which is just great. Again, Elemental Aegis, one of my favorite cards for any like innate power for the spirits. I do need to put out more presence. I already have 4 energy. I'm going to put out a presence. I'm going to start getting up to number 2 here so I can actually start playing 2 cards per turn. And where am I going to place? I think I'm going to place in the jungle here. Yep. Again, I'm just trying to be able to see more and more things. That's all. And gain a major power. I'm going to gain a major power here. Oh, yes. See, this is what I needed for Fire Puppy. Ah! Dang it! Ah, man. Blazing Renewal is, like, perfect for Fire Puppy. Ah, man. All right, so Winds of Rust and Atrophies is really good. It's 1 fear and defend 6. But I really want to get to this, but I don't think I'm going to. Just with what I'm getting. Tsunami is great. I love this one, but it only can target coastal lands. And right now, I mean, there is a problem here with this coastal land. Is Tsunami the right pick here? I won't be able to play it. I think Winds is the right choice here. I don't really need air at all, but water's fine. But if I get Blazing Renewal, I can just have it. And Blazing Renewal with Fire Puppy in the game is ridiculous, because when Fire Puppy puts a new presence out, it triggers its innate power, like the Blazing Presence. So not only do you deal damage with this, you also deal extra damage from this is what I gotta take. And I don't think I really need this card, Gift of Primordial Deeps, because it's kind of a gamble, because you can, here, let's pull it up. You can gain a minor power, target spirit gains a minor power. So I could let Fire Puppy get a new minor power, which is okay. Then they could essentially play it immediately, because they're not Fire Puppy's not going to want these two things. It's just not going to happen. So yeah, we're not going to. I think we can just forget this pretty easily without too much issue. All right, and then next. Oh, I could play that. No, I can't, because it's not destroyed. All right. So I can play 2 cards with both spirits. No, only 1 card with this guy. All right, so do I Elemental Aegis right now, and then reclaim next turn, and then do that again? Probably. The answer is probably. Because I need to protect this land. I need to, I think this is gonna blight again, because I'm not gonna be able to stop it. This is the problem with the Serpent, is that early game is very rough for a Serpent. You need to be able to power up very, very quickly. And oftentimes it's untenable to be able to do it. Again, we could do what we were doing last turn and let Fire Puppy clear out this land so that it doesn't blight again. Which is a valid way of doing things. Yeah. Again, if something blights, it's not the end of the world, because I do have Blazing Renewal now. Blazing Renewal lets us bring back destroyed presence. Yeah. I can gain an element, but I don't think it's really gonna... Yeah, this is... Oh, man. Yep, I'm gonna play this card. I'm gonna let Fire Puppy play an extra card this turn, and that will let him clear out a lot of things, and also possibly get to this level down here. All right, power cards. We do have 4 energy, so we can play basically whatever we want to now. I think Flame's Fury is the right way to go here, so that I can deal +1 damage. I'm going to be dealing a lot of damage, so... Oh, this is not a damage spell. Yeah, if I play both of these, which I will be able to with Gift of Flowing Power, I'll be able to deal 2 damage. Yeah. I think that's what I'm going to do. And again, I can get an extra thing here. Is this like, can I? Ooh! If I get a leaf here, that lets me do the first level, which lets me allow absorb presence. Anyone who absorbed presence gets an energy. So Fire Puppy will be able to get another energy this turn. This is good. This is good. I like it. I like it. Okay. Still can only play one card here. All right. So Serpent is starting to get a glut of energy here, so that's not a bad thing, because again, Blazing Renewal will be able to help us out. All right, so I believe I'm going to target myself with this. So now I get 1 energy, and all damaging powers deal +1 damage, which is good because I want to deal damage with this. But first, I'm going to do this. He's going to play a power card, and he's going to play Asphyxiating Smoke, which gets us a 5th thing here. Oh, wait. No, either way, I'm not going to be able to get that last. Oh, wait, no. So, no, this is fine. I got to here. I really wanted that extra leaf so that I can deal 1 damage per, but it's fine. Alright, so Firestorm, I'm going to target this land. Firestorm, again, is deal 1 damage per 2 I have, so that's 2 extra damage, but it's 3 damage now. So I'm going to do it here, and I'm going to do 1 damage here, and then 2 damage here. So that kills the city and the town. So this is only going to deal 1 damage this turn, which is perfectly fine. I definitely planned that. Okay. Now I can do 2 damage in another land. And I can do it fast if I want to. But it has to be 1 away from where I am. So I can do it in any one of these. So I really do not care about these sands because I'm just going to Elemental Age this next turn with the snake, and this is going to be fine. I do not care. It's going to, all of these are going to be protected, and almost everything's going to die. So I don't mind doing this fast. Actually, it's going to get me a fear card too, because this gives me 1 fear, and because it's dealing 2 damage thanks to Flame's Fury, I can kill off this town. Like that, and I get 1 fear on top of that, which gets me 1 fear card. Again, that gets me 1 closer to a win condition, so this is good. So now both of us need to forget a power card or destroy a presence. Hey, remember that thing about I have Blazing Renewal now? This is how we're going to destroy presence. All right, so he's going to destroy 1 presence because why not? We're probably going to destroy this one because I don't really need it over there. And snake. I don't think I'm going to be able to wake up the snake this game. Again, waking up the snake is doing this one down here. I don't think that's going to happen this game, so I'm less concerned about having a ton of presence on the island. And because I have Blazing Renewal, destroying presence is not terrible. I can get it back pretty easily. And where am I going to do it? I'm going to do it right here. All right, so we get a fear card. And fear cards are always great. So each player removes 1 explorer from a land with Dahan. And ideally, we can remove a land with a explorer that will build. So I could remove both of these, which would basically negate me having to... Ooh. This actually is a very interesting conundrum. So if this builds a town, it opens the explorer's eyes to land number 8. But if I kill this off right now, if jungle shows up as the next explore card, it will not explore. I think it might be really good to choose this land. And either this one or this one. Probably this one. Again, it makes it so that Elemental Aegis is even less required, which is really good. Let's see. I kind of want to clear off this entire board, if possible. Because once I'm done with this board, Fire Puppy can start coming over here and just help, like, smashing face. So I'm inclined to just clear off this board. So I'm going to do this one. I could have done this one, but I like being able to clear off the island even more. Again, we blighted down here, but that's how Snake works. I have a hard time with blight with Snake whenever I play Snake. Oh, coastal lands. Great. All right, we get an explorer from onto every coastal land. That was less great. So Serpent wakes in power, so gain 1 energy. So both of us gain 1 energy. And then Asphyxiating Smoke. Well, I just realized this. So the thing that was going to show up where I thought it would, didn't. So I can just now kill a town and push a Dahan to an adjacent land. And the only one that I can kill is this one. And because it says push, I have to. I don't have the option to not be able to. Again, where do we want to push this? Probably here. I'll be able to defend a lot here soon, so being able to have a little bit of innate defense there is not bad. All right, and now I can remove 1 blight from anywhere where I am, which is probably gonna be here. So again, it comes back to the blighted card. Keep in mind that if 7 blight ever go out from this point forward, game over. I lose. So I don't want that to happen. All right, so what do we need to do this turn? Problem areas. Not this side of the board. Fire Puppy is way too good at clearing his board. Way too good. These are all going to get towns, unfortunately. But allowing Snake to place in here can elemental... Again, I'm just waiting to play Elemental Aegis somewhere. And it might be good to play over here to help defend a little bit while Fire Puppy starts coming over here and help me clear some stuff out. Gain a... Do I gain a major? I think I might just... Do I reclaim? Is this one I reclaim? Because I have Elemental Aegis still, and I can play Elemental Boon. Or I can play Blazing Renewal. Blazing Renewal is not a bad idea right now. Because it can just sweep the board pretty significantly. Unfortunately, there's a ton of blight over here, which is it's becoming a little bit of our problem. Not just a little bit of a problem, it's a big problem now. There's not a lot of blight. I just want to view deck here. Is there anything that will let me remove blight? Yes, there's that. Defend 20 is not bad. And being able to place out extra presence is invaluable. Nope, that adds a blight. Don't want to add more blight. Nope. 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 Well, that's not bad either. Because there's a lot of blight, so there's a lot of things I could hit with the snake with a major power. I'm going to see what I get. Nothing that is actually super valuable. Okay, so Pillar of Living Flame is one that I'm looking at right now. I've killed a lot of Dahan, so I don't know if this is going to be super helpful. But this is not bad either, and I have a lot of ability. Do I have any Dahan in my lands? I do have one Dahan. Okay, so this... Where did that go? There it is. So this card is worded in a way that's really weird, and a lot of people misread it. So you target a land with yourself where there's Dahan. Actually, it can be any land. Okay. So move up to 5 Dahan from target land to any land. Defend 5 in that land. So, just to be clear, what this really means is defend 5 in any land. With the added option that if it's where you are, you can take Dahan from that land and move it to there so that you can actually make it work. This is really good. This is really good. I might want to just snap this up because of the innate defense. And I kind of feel like I'm going to need a lot of defense. There's no blight removal. In point of fact, there's actually blight addition here. And it's unlikely. I mean, I can get 4 of these so I can nuke a land, but I feel like this is definitely the right option here. And I think I'm going to get rid of Gift of Flowing Power, because at this point I think Fire Puppy's doing really well for card plays, so I'm less concerned about this one. So we'll pick that one up. And do I need to Elemental Aegis this turn? Here's the problem, is that I have 2 lands that are going to blight, and I'm in both of them. Well, let's see what Fire Puppy gets. Maybe I can find something to help with this land, because this land is going to be a problem if I don't. And I think just doing this is not a bad idea. So reclaiming cards. Do I get a major power? Do I get a major power? I am going to start getting a lot of energy, so yes. So gain a major power. I mean, Talons of Lightning is really good, but it only can target mountains and what? Where is it? Where'd it go? Oops, it's not there. It's up here. Mountains or wetlands. So is that this is not it. Mountains and wetlands are going to be a problem, and I want to come over here. Ooh. This would let me help. This would clear out. I wouldn't be able to do it like right now, but this is... Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of air... Oh, I do have a lot of air symbols, but it's going to be super expensive to pull this off. Or do I just do Power Storm? Actually, this would work, because then I could Elemental Aegis and do Power Storm. Because then I could copy Elemental Aegis with Power Storm and defend everything. That's not a bad idea. So I'm going to grab Power Storm, and then I'll probably forget... What am I forgetting? Threatening Flames is going to be... It's just really hard to play. Just because it needs to be in a land with Blight and Invaders and where you are. So it's just hard to play. I'm going to get rid of it. And I'm going to have so much energy that I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with it. All right, so definitely playing Power Storm. And... Where are they blighting? They're going to blight in Sands. So we're going to want to do... The Spirit... I'm not going to do a lot of damage if I can do damage where I am. So I can clear out this... I'm going to be able to... No, wait. It's only a land with blight, so I'm not going to be able to clear out this land. So maybe I should have kept the blight there from last turn, but... okay. Where am I jumping into? That is the question. I might need to jump into this land here. It's going to cause a blight, which is the problem. And it's not really going to do much. Oh, I reclaimed. Oh, no. Oh, no. Blazing Renewal let me place anywhere adjacent, so I can actually place it in one of these lands. So I could actually place it here and then just cascade into here. Oh, man, this is not great. Not great at all. All right. Okay, so Power Storm will let me copy Elemental Aegis, letting me defend here. And this is probably not bad. Let me deal some extra damage. Yeah, that's probably what I'll do. So Elemental Aegis and Blazing Renewal for the Sneck. Don't quite have enough to get the level 2. I need like one more power. I needed an elemental boon this turn. I need to be able to play another card, which is not going to happen. Welcome to everyone who just joined. Thank you very much for hanging out with me over lunch break here. If you're joining in, I stream at around noon till like whenever. So thanks for joining in. Feel free to subscribe or follow and all that cool Twitch stuff because I'm still figuring this out. All right, so I'm going to Blazing Renewal. I'm going to Blazing Renewal one of these things. And Burnland Regrows will be able to remove some Blight this turn, so that's not bad. Yeah, I think this is fine. So finish playing cards. Fast powers. So Power Storm, yes. Snake gets 3 energy. Can repeat this action. So I'm going to defend a ton there. I'm going to defend... Hold up. Just realized something. I can repeat Blazing Renewal. If I wanted to, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to Elemental Aegis again. I'm going to do that again here. There we go. So everything's defended a ton. See, look at the power. Look at this. Look at this. Look at the power of Elemental Aegis. Like the pure defense that just happens when you play this card. It's just absurd. All right. So unfortunately, I think I do need to. Well, on one hand, if Fire Puppy shows up here, it would blight and cause me to have some issues. But it would only add 1 blight rather than 2. I'm already defended, so this is going to be fine. I'd be able to kill all those things. How many fire? Okay, so it's fire showing on my tracks. So it's still only going to be 2 damage. Oh, yeah. Seamus, Aegis is definitely the best defense card in the game. Like, in terms of pure numbers. Like, I don't think any other card defends innately that much. Like, it's, again, for one use of the power, like, I used it here and got, how many lands here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 adjacent plus itself, 7. That's 21 defense for 1 energy? Like, that's just way too good. If you hear that, that's my African gray parrot who is going crazy. He's beeping. He's doing a backup sound because I have construction in my backyard like every day. Okay. So Blazing Renewal. We're going to do this. Where are we going to place it? We're going to place it... I think I just want to kill as much stuff as possible. So... because I'm going to be able to also deal... Oh, no, this is only a sacred site, too, so it's only going to be... This is not going to be as good. So I'll be able to kill some stuff. I'll be able to kill a city. I think that's probably the best thing to do here. Yeah, I'm going to add here. Wait, what? Why did all of that just die? What just happened? What just... Wait, did I read this wrong? Oh. Yeah. I forgot that when this shows up, it also deals 2 damage to each town and city. That's in addition to my 2 damage. Okay. Okay. This is good. This is good. It's really good. That's really good. Okay, we're gonna place a blight over there. Wow. Okay, I forgot how good Blazing Presence was. It's really good. It's even better. Holy crap. Okay. Can I get another level of any of these? I could. If I get a moon, I can do 2 fear slowly. Not a bad idea. Okay. And then Firestorm. Does Firestorm hit anywhere? I don't think so. I can target 1 land. I can target this land too, but there's nothing there anymore. Oh, well then. Oh yeah, this is definitely Fire Puppy in it. It's Nolan Nasser did the art for this. So he also did the art for Fire Puppy. So yeah, it's the same. Definitely Fire Puppy. Man, that combo is just ridiculous. Holy crap. Okay, so Firestorm is useless this turn. That's fine. We did all the stuff there. We're done with powers. Sure, here, just do that. Okay. So we both need to destroy a presence. Actually, I might want to forget a power here. No, I always want to destroy presence. Again, I don't care about this presence because this is unlikely to be very dangerous. And destroy a presence, and I will destroy... one of these, sure. Ravage and Sands, again, it's fine. Both of these die, which is good, because now they build in coastal lands, and because those 2 just died, they don't actually build. So that's a good way to play that. They explore into jungles. This worked out really well. This was great. Look at this, look at this, look at this. It doesn't explore here. Nor does it explore up here. That was a really good explore card to pull. Okay. And now we get to deal some damage. I love this. Love it. Where am I gonna do this? It's probably best for me to clear out this land here. Yeah. Oh, first things first, I'm definitely going to be removing a blight from there. Put it back on the blight card. And do 2 damage and push 1 in a land without blight. Land without blight is going to be more difficult than anything. It looks like I have this one. Where can I... Oh, shoot. Only with a sacred site. I only have a sacred site up here. I forgot that. Oh, that's a bummer. All these... Well, oh well. We'll pass on that one. Okay, so I can do... I can kill a city where I am. A town, rather. So this is pretty good. So I actually can kill this town. Right, with this. Yep. So I can kill this, so it's less of an issue. And also, it would be able to push an extra town, but... Just got another fear card. Excellent, excellent. And again, we'll just gain an energy. Also, Fire Puppy gets an energy. And this guy can just target that land and not do anything. Alright. Next turn. Okay, we absolutely need to get our powers back this turn. Or do we? I think we do. I think we do. I think we reclaim cards this turn. Excuse me. Oh, I have to move a presence first. That's right. You know what? It's actually probably good for me to move that over there. This is the only way to actually for me to get a presence into a land with blight, because again, I can't add a presence to a land with blight, so I can move into it fine. So this is good. Let's see here. Do I need to gain power cards now? I don't think so. Do I want extra energy? I might want extra energy this turn. Because I'm gaining 1. So I'll have 6 this turn to play with if I don't have anything. But I kind of want to be able to play both Wrapped Wings and Sunlight and Burnt Blazing and Renewal. So I can get Fire Puppy to kill more things for me. Because again, like, this land is going to be a problem, but again, if I can just kill it with Fire Puppy, it's not a big deal. So yeah, I think I'm going to gain 4 energy this turn. I'm just going to get extra energy. Definitely going to play Blazing Renewal, and I think I'm going to do Wrapped Wings and Sunlight. Just, again, for the innate 5 defense. And again, I do have a fear card that I can kind of rely on, so I know the fear deck enough that I might be able to get lucky with some cards here. So, do I need energy this turn? I think I might need to just gain energy and put out 1 presence. All right, where am I putting out presence? I think... Ooh. Because I'm doing this, I'm gaining 4 energy. I'll be able to play all my things if I put out this one. This is probably good, actually. I'll be able to empty my hand. This is probably a good option for me. Yeah, and then it gets me 1 away from another fire, which is good. So I'm going to do this. 2 damage to this. Adds a blight. I have to push it Dahan to here, I guess. Oh, I have to push all Dahan. That's right. Both of them go over here. That's good for me, just so that I can have the ability to move Dahan around here. And then I play all my cards here. Bingo bango. Look at that. And so I'll be able to Firestorm this land and kill off these guys before they Ravage. So that's good. So I'm going to target myself with this so that I can kill off some things here. So that's good. Push them into the wetlands to kill the explorers in the Ravage. Oh, shoot. Yeah, I forgot this is going to Ravage here too, isn't it? Ah, I missed those 2. Oh, that's right. I was going to play this. Okay, so Blazing Renewal is going here. I know that. So that'll kill the town. It'll kill everything. It will kill everything here. Enough so that it's not going to blight. And then this is a problem. But if I was planning to do Wrapped Wings and Sunlight here. Yeah, I know it's going to cascade over here. That's fine. Just managing blight is scary here. So this is the issue, because I don't want this to blight, because that's gonna this blighting is not good. This is gonna really hurt a lot. Ooh, that's slow, but I have hit the 4th level of this, so I can actually split this amongst lands that I have. But again, it's not really going to matter. So I'm blocking this with my innate. Yeah, I have a lot of things that are problem areas. I really have to rely on my fear card, I think. In some ways, yep. I'll be able to get one extra element this turn. Will that help me? I don't think so. Will any other cards help me some here? I don't think so. So, I could, instead of playing Blazing Renewal... No, okay. I'm thinking Elemental Aegis here, just so that I can block the blighting from all of these, so that I don't have to worry about it. But then I can't Blazing Renewal. So I really want that extra third card play. I can kill two things fast. I can kill two things fast. Okay, hold on. 2 damage fast. So I can kill the two things here. I'm already killing two things here. These things are going to die. This is going to be fine. This is the only thing that's going to be a problem. And that's okay. That's okay. That's fine. I think this is fine. Am I just a fool here? No. Okay, so this is fine. Asphyxiating Smoke. The only place that I can play that is from here. But that's up to 2 away. So I'll be able to kill this town slow. Okay, I think this is what I'm going to do. Okay, so first things first. I am going to play Flame Fury on myself. So now all powers deal +1 damage. I'm going to wait on this for now. I'm going to Flash Fires here, killing both of these things. I'm going to Blazing Renewal you here, killing all of those things. Deal 1 damage here and 1 damage here. So now we're down to, it's not going to blight again. But then I have to add 1 more blight over here. This is tough. This is gonna be close. I'm gonna move this guy here, and I'll show you why in a second. So I'm going to choose this land, and I'm going to choose this land to move up to both of those there. So again, both of these are now moving over here. I have 6 damage coming in, which will clear this land entirely. And then I can Firestorm. I guess I can... I have 2 damage to be dealt somewhere. Okay, that works. Okay, again, I'm going to destroy a presence, and I think I'm going to just destroy that presence. It's always nice to have at least one there. I'm going to forget a power here, because I need to have presence on the island. I'm getting dangerously low. Defense 6... Where are we? Oh, okay, so the only place that's going to Ravage next turn is this one, and that's fine. I do not care about that at all. So I can probably safely get rid of... Ooh, that's Remove Blight. That is an easy Remove Blight. I just realized that. I think Elemental Boon is not really that useful this game. Fire Pup is doing fine. Alright, gonna get rid of that one. Alright, let's see what the Fear card gets us. Each player removes... Oh, bummer. Sometimes that happens. Alright, so let's do this one first. Oh, shoot. Oh, why are those explorers over there? What are you doing there? You should be over here. Oh, UI, you're killing me. I just died. I think I lost. I just lost. Oh, no. The UI killed me. Alright, well. Wait, no, I can just add one here. Oh, but then I have to do this one. Well, I got another Fear card, guys. But that ends the game. Ah, Fire Puppy, what have you done? I just did not clear enough Blight early game. I needed to be doing that a lot sooner. I think that was my big downfall there, unfortunately. But that was a game. It was okay. Sometimes that happens. It's fine. I have apparently these two spirits are probably not ideal. What I want to do is I want to play a game with the Spread of Red and Green with Snake. Spread of Red and Green with Snake, I think, is going to be just broken. Just broken. But that will have to be for another time. For now, it was really great hanging out with y'all. If you are around still, oh yeah, I know it's just ridiculous. Because Spread Red and Green lets you put out more presents, lets other people put out more presents, which accelerates the snake. And green itself is also good at just putting out presents itself, which is good for a good snack for the snake. And so you just end up smashing face. It's just great. I love it. Anyway, it was great to have you all, even though I lost. It's always nice to have friends to play with. And in the time of COVID, it's always difficult. Please join me tomorrow. I will be weekdays at noon. I'll be here hanging out, playing games. I might try to pull out some other games. But I just wanted to play these two spirits because they're great and I love them and they're just fun to play with. Anyway, thank you so much for hanging out. I look forward to seeing you in the near future.